It was the 15th of September 1985. I had got the contact with the innovator of something that was tilting and rotating. When I saw it on an excavator and I saw how the bucket can rotate, well, this was a shock for me. Well, that must be useful. This must be something. It must be on every excavator. From that date, I live with this product.
The world of digging has changed forever. It didn't happen following an executive decision by a large corporation. It happened here in the region of Jämtland in northern Sweden because of one man's relentless pursuit of technical perfection. His name is Stig Engström.
My father died when I was 5 years old. My brother was a little bit older, so he was already left. So it was me and my mother, more or less, in the whole world. It's so totally out in the forest, totally alone. I have no neighbors, I have no friends in my same age. For me, it was what I wanted. I want to have it like that, because I have a lot of time with myself and with my ideas. I was mainly playing with Lego. Lego was really big for me. It was everything from water power stations, helicopters, logging machines, excavators, everything. I think I was 10 years old when I decided what to do later. When I came to school, I found a lot of interesting things also there. Trigonometry, for example, maybe not religions or maybe not history, but mathematics, physicals, chemistry, I love that part of it, the science part of it. I knew I should be in an environment with the mechanical industry, that's for sure.
Upon graduating college with a degree in technical engineering, Stig got his first job at a company called Noreco as technical designer. That's where his life changed.
It was the 15th of September 1985 in Umeå. I was just new on the company up there to working with something else, but they had got the contact with the innovator of something that was tilting and rotating. When I saw it on an excavator and I saw how the bucket can rotate, well, this was a shock for me. Well, that must be useful. And everyone who saw it said the same thing. This must be something. It must be on every excavator. From that date, I live with this product.
A tilt rotator has the same function for an excavator as a wrist has for the human arm. In the last 2 decades, it's changed the world of digging in Northern Europe. Today, it's almost mandatory to have a tilt rotator to get an excavator job in this part of the world. The original inventor of the tilt rotator was another Swede by the name of Ulf Holmdahl.
Det var en entreprenör som önskade att man skulle kunna vrida skopan och tippa den och det här. Jag började 79 och fick fram den till 85. Ritningar fanns aldrig. Jag byggde rakt igenom huvudet hela tiden hur jag ansåg att det skulle se ut för att kunna få detta här. Så det utvecklades ju hela tiden i bakhuvudet. Och jag tycker att jag fick till en rolig och bra produkt.
Ulf applied and received a patent for his invention. However, he didn't have the capacity to develop the tilt rotator himself. Ulf made an agreement with Noreco, an industrial company in northern Sweden.
Så när jag kom upp då så fanns Stig Engström där. Jag tror att han var helt nyexaminerad konstruktör. Han tog tag i det här, gjorde ritningar och allting sånt. För det fanns ju inte. Så de fortsatte ju att utveckla och det har ju blivit en jäkligt snygg sån här tiltrotator.
We created a totally new setup, how it should look like. I started from the beginning, and it was paper and pen. It was old-fashioned style to make it. So I started with drawings, and did a lot of mistakes myself, of course, because I didn't know what to do exactly. But we learned, and we succeeded with that. So in 1989, we produced 164 units.
The units were far from perfect. There were a lot of errors in the technical design. There were a lot of function failures and warranty issues.
Unfortunately, I have not my economical background, and the owner of the company had not better than me, so it was a totally chaos. So when we delivered the most, we also lost the most money. So in 1990, I said, this is totally impossible. We have too much problems, we have too much loan, everything is a problem, and at that time also the Nordic bank market totally dropped. I told the owner that I want to leave. I believe in the product, but I don't believe in this setup. We need to do something. Then from 1990 I started my own company called engcon, Engström Construction.
Stig had spent 5 years developing the tilt rotator. It was, from a technical perspective, a completely different product than the one Ulf Holmdahl had invented. After a while, Noreco went bankrupt. Stig decided to give the tilt rotator a new chance.
Welcome to engcon Lidköping, the first factory of engcon. This is where it started, all of it. I have a working area there. It was a drilling machine and something. We had always the problems with electrics because the fuses was too weak. This crane, built it myself from material I found out here and put it in place. So I remember it quite well. A lifting device to help me with the heavy things. Of course, when I started the company, I knew that Ulf Holmdahl was the owner of a patent. I have some consultants to help me with that and check into the patents if it was a problem for me with the design I have taken. And of course, this is what I feel, but I have no idea what Ulf Holmdahl feels. And I have not met him for 30 years, so I have no idea what he thinks today, if I've stolen it or not. Men när vi har sålt de här, alltså 30, men så det gamla EC30, men mer än hälften av dem gick ju till det 26.
At Noreco, Stig had gotten to know a technical designer by the name of Kjell Hugberg. Stig got him on board on engcon to develop a new and better tilt rotator.
När vi skulle konstruera engcons variant av det här, då blev det en helt ny lösning så att säga. Att vi startade om engcon, då fick man egentligen ett vitt papper och börja med. Så det var nog en stor orsak till varför vi kunde ta så pass radikala grepp som vi gjorde i början.
I thought now I was so wise. I know so much about this now, so I can take some more bigger circles. I want to try something more, new things. And unfortunately, I did the same mistake more or less one more time. I take too much new things into this concept, and I got a lot of problems again. I was too brave to put too much new things out to the market, and it was not tried, it was not tested. My customer got a lot of problems and they don't want to pay me, and then they have also again a lot of debts and a lot of problems with that, with the economical side.
Det var ju det värsta. Fick ju ut en 30-40 aggregat.
The third important person in the early days of engcon was Håkan Wijk. The Finn joined engcon as head of sales.
Och det här där börjar ju nog bli nästan mordhot. För det här funkar ju inte. Och det var ju typ 60 000 kronor per aggregat. Och pressade ut 10 stycken är ju 600 000 och pressade ut 31,8 miljoner och allt åt helvete. Så.
I have a lot of collectors coming in, they want the money. Someone was coming up from south of Sweden to kill me, so I had to do something. I found a solution. And the solution was at that time that I have produced one, I've sold one, I also got the money for one unit. And then the other customer, I have promised him for 3-4 times that, well, on Monday it's ready to deliver to you. On next Monday it's probably finished, and I'm sure it will be ready next Monday, and so on. And after 3-4 times, the customer seems to have a problem with the patience. So, well, he had some really nasty words in the telephone and promised me to come here and do something. So I said, now I have to find out a good solution. And the quickest, best solution was to take the other customer's unit and send it to him. And that happened twice. My debt was 500,000 Swedish crowns, more or less exactly in July 1993. And that was the deepest point I've ever been. It was really close to a bankruptcy for my company.
It had almost been 8 years since the tilt rotator came into Stig's life. It was still not functioning the way he wanted, and he was deeply in debt. Most people would have given up. What drives some people to continue when common sense says something else? What makes some entrepreneurs extraordinarily successful when most are not?
When you come to a corner, when you have a knife against your throat, you are really, really creative. And well, I think that's one side of me. I need to be really under hard pressure before I can do the best solutions and be more creative. So, well, it's good and bad things, but definitely it was a hard time. For me, it's more like I can't tell myself or the rest of the society around me that I have failed. I need to go further, and so I knew that I can better than this. During '93, I succeeded to get some more financial partners coming in. There are special two from this area who can help me together with the bank, because I still had a good relation with the bank. And together I succeeded to get a new loan for about 1 million Swedish crowns. So I sold the old problems, and I also have the possibility now, together with my friend, the technical consult in Umeå, to start all over again. And at that time I take 3 steps back and started with something that already been tested. Kan de hjälps de åt teoretiskt?
Jo, det gör de.
Men på glappen så att de verkligen kan få dem att sitta i.
Jo, men motorn han tar ju igen glappen.
Ja, han drar ju.
Så det tror jag nog.
engcon barely survived in the summer of 1993, but by taking a step back with the design and technical solution to something they knew worked, they reached a turning point.
Jag sa, nu är det fel hos oss om vi inte klarar det här sen Kjell har ritat EC20. Produkten är bra, vi kan marknaden, vi känner kunder. Nu är det upp till oss.
Sweden was going through one of the worst recessions in modern history in the mid-1990s. The building construction sector was almost at a standstill. But Stig, Haken, and Kjell were tenacious. Slowly, the breakdowns and warranty issues decreased. Step by step, one customer at a time, engcon started to grow.
Vi räknade ju baklänges att vi måste få ut 60 stycken året för att klara livhanken. Och det blev ju 60 och följande år var det väl 120 och så blev det 240 och sen samma system. Du måste ju vara nåbar om du ska klara dig framåt i en bransch. Och för min del så var ju telefonen påkopplad dygnet om 24 timmar i dygnet. Och konkurrenterna stängde telefonväxeln klockan 4. Det är ju väldigt bra och tacksamt faktiskt. Så.
In 4 years, between 1993 and 1997, engcon went from fighting bankruptcy to a solid company in northern Sweden.
Nej, men som sagt, jag tror det var här vi har kartan över Norden. Och alltid då vi sålde en rotor till, då satt vi en knopp norr. Var det en EC10, då var det en gul. Var det en 20, då var det en röd och en 30 kanske.
It was still hard work with every sale. Nothing came easy. That too was about to change.
It was 1998, and it was really a quick change, because what's happening was we were struggling and convincing customer that you have to buy something, and all of a sudden the first customer asked us, they called us, they put a telefax, and it was at that time, I need one because on Monday I'm out of job if I don't have a tilt rotator. So something happened just overnight. And then it came from something we were pushing out to something the customer needed. And that was just overnight. It was changed so rapidly.
Tilt rotator only requires a machine with one.
engcon tilt rotators.
I wouldn't trade it for anything now.
Vinnaren är Stig Engström, engcon AB.
In the last 20 years, engcon had grown to making over 100 million euros annually, with offices in 9 countries. Though successful today, the potential for engcon is still enormous. Only about 2% of the world's excavators are equipped with a tilt rotator. engcon is still privately owned. Stig has a controlling stake in the company. But since 2012, Christer Blomgren is the CEO of engcon, and he runs the day-to-day operations.
Stig is still very involved in engcon. He and I talk a lot about the big decisions we're going to make and what the focus will be. So marketing and especially R&D is where he's still very, very involved. Then new products, new ideas. He's still very involved in that. But then I'm running more like the daily business, so it's probably more in the strategic way.
CB.
For the 206.
Oh, 206? No.
Yeah.
We have to decide who will pay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we are just started our journey. We believe that we will be 2025, we will double our revenue. We need to work with with the market, because it's going to be big changes in the upcoming market, and we need to change the world of digging. We need to get the Europeans to understand the benefits of the tilt rotator. We need to get people in America to understand it. It will be a big challenge the upcoming 10 to 20 years for us to follow and stay in the lead of the pack. We are the leader right now and want to stay there as the world leader regarding power tools and tilt rotators.
Jag har många gånger tänkt på det.
Ulf Holmdahl spent over 5 years inventing the first tilt rotator. Ulf's invention has changed the world of digging. But since the late 1980s, long before engcon became successful, Stig and Ulf have had no contact.
Där har du ju Stig. Herregud, han är så lik.
Ulf Holmdahl, det var sannerligen inte igår.
Hej du, hej du!
Fan vad länge sedan.
Hallå grabben! Hur är det? Jo.
Fan, är det 30 år sedan eller något då?
Ja, det är säkert.
Ja, det måste vara. Ja. Jag känner ju faktiskt igen dig.
Jag känner igen dig. Ändå att det är 30 år sedan.
Ja, det är helt otroligt.
Ja, det...
Jag får ju det där för första gången och sen har det varit med. Så det... Ja, egentligen. Det ändras ju livet totalt. Från den dagen har jag liksom hållit på med något annat. Det var bara det här.
Du har bara hållit på med detta, ja.
Sen den dagen. Jag har inte tänkt på något annat sen den dagen faktiskt.
Det förstår jag. Eftersom du har byggt upp allt detta.
Ska vi ta en varv och titta vad vi håller på med? Så
ja,
det är
ju det som är det intressanta.
Ja, jag förstår det. Ja. Vad som har hänt. Så, varsågod. Du har fått in. Ja.
Här var det grejer du.
Det finns ett prylar för alla ändamål, alla tycken och smak.
Här står de.
Här står de, ja. Så där de ser ut.
Ja.
De här de är testade och klara. Som en lina för varje modell. Vi har ju 7-8 storlekar i princip.
Ja.
Så byggs det längs den här banan då de plockar upp grejerna eftersom. Det här är vad vi kallar för gula hjärtat då. Det här är som hjärtat i hela snurran. Och då bygger vi ihop det i det här huset och så går vi upp till nästa hus där vi gör dem färdiga. Och tanken är också att det här ska skickas då till Polen och det görs redan idag till fabriken där och även då till USA eller Asien då, liksom i containrar med det där och så kan de sätta på fästen på plats. Och så här långt är det ju lika, det är standard så här långt.
Ja.
Men upp och ner det blir lite olika vilka länder och vilka kunder det är.
Ja, här är det mycket att se.
Har väl ett par bilar per dag som kommer och hämtar dem. Vi gör ju 130 i veckan ungefär så det blir några stycken per dag då. Det är 25.
Alltså så många?
Ja. Vi har ju 6 000 i fjol.
Det är mycket nyheter.
Ja, det är mycket som har hänt på det här området. Och mer är på gång. Det är liksom en hejd. The goal is of course not to survive anymore. I think I'm happy that I'm not needed to go to that type of goals anymore. But to be better, find new products coming in that can do something more, to be unique on the market. We're not just following the others, we have something new. And that's really a big force.
Du kommer ihåg, jag hade inga ritningar.
Nej, ja, du hade ju några grejer med.
Några skisser.
Ja. Det var det första jag fick börja med dina ritningar och börja gå igenom allihop. Det var ju du som började, det är inte min idé, absolut inte. Det var bara tagit över och förvaltat den på något sätt.
Du har förvaltat den mycket väl. Ja. Men vad jag har förstått på statistiken så har du ökat din omsättning hur mycket som helst.
Ja, det passerar miljarden nu.
Ja.
Det gäller att satsa på rätt sak. Det spelar ingen roll hur mycket du arbetar om du håller på med fel sak. Så blir det ingenting kvar i alla fall. Så man måste ju ha tur också. Ja. Och timing.
Det var jävligt skoj att få träffa
Ja,
dig.
verkligen. Jag har faktiskt funderat på det här jättelänge. Hur fan fick det här ska bli? Many days you ask yourself, why are you doing this? What is the reason? What is the diagnosis? Why are you continue like this? But also when you come to a point where you want to prove for yourself that you can do it and everything goes in the wrong way, you get even more tricky that you have to continue. You have, because I can't, for myself and for all the rest of I can't show them that, well, I didn't do it, I couldn't do it, I didn't make it. No, that's not me. I want to compete, I want to win. I'm a winner in that case.